always love hip-hop. Keep it flowing like a river, so I drip drop. Verses and bars, we eating dinner with the stars. Excuse me while I float away, my brain is on Mars. Cause it's the Big Kidz podcast with Chris Williams. Sit back, relax, like your spliff, we in the building.
Yo, this is Chris Williams, and welcome back to another episode of the Big Kidz podcast where we talk shit and take names. Oh, guys, it feels good to be back. I took off last week, very hectic. My father had a heart attack. I had to go home. I had to, play the eldest child role. And to be quite frank with you guys, I've never been so unselfish in my life. I felt like I was in a goddamn movie. And I say that because I didn't think I was capable of just dropping everything and just, not worried about work, not worried about the podcast, not worried about, really much anything. I didn't even have time to worry about my dogs. Thank God Rich lives here, and he was more than willing to help me take care of the dogs, but things were very, very, very real, and I did not have time to think about anything else besides making sure I got home to help my father with whatever he needed, and the responsibility that I took on, it felt good just knowing that I was able to help my dad. It felt good that financially I was in a good enough spot where I could take 5 days off of work and run errands for him and make sure that he didn't have to eat the hospital food that I did check with the nurses before I got him anything to eat, but I didn't want him to have to be up in there, eating hospital food, in his own thoughts. And so last week, that's what it was. They thought that they were going to have to put a stent in. Thank God that they didn't have to put one in. There was no blockages. There was nothing like that. He just had a minor heart attack. Well, I get minor. Brought on by high blood pressure, stress, smoking cigarettes, not eating the best, things like that. So thank God that he I don't want to say got off easy because the man had a fucking heart attack, but it could have been a lot worse. And in all honesty, I think that the original hospital made it out to be way bigger than it actually was. Again, guys, I know he had a heart attack, yes. But if it was such a big deal, why was he sitting around for 4 days before they figured out anything to do with him? I thank God I know a couple people, and I got into contact with somebody that used to work with the hospital, and they told me, trigger words, things to go in there and say that would get things moving along a little bit. So this is the 4th day, and my dad's ready to leave. He is absolutely ready to leave. I cannot blame him. They won't even let him walk around. They won't let him go sit outside for a second, nothing. And at this point, he's in good spirits. He's back to normal, but he has to wait to see if he needs the procedure done that he didn't even actually need done. But it was good because he's all checked out now. He's got a doctor set up. He's on the right path. So, it sucks that he had to be there, but I'm just glad he's on the right path. But anyway, he was there on the 4th day, and the story originally started, all right, Mr. Williams, we're going to see if we can get you in this weekend, but it's probably going to be Monday. Sunday rolled around, they started talking about, oh yeah, it'll probably be tomorrow, but more so Tuesday. We've been calling around. So Monday rolls around, and he's as soon as I walk in the hospital, I can tell he's absolutely pissed. They knew me there, because I was in and out all day long, so they knew me there already. So I built this relationship with them, so when I did have to address them about something, I wouldn't look like the crazy black man, so I bringing him coffee, you know, letting him know that I'm here, I care about him, so you better treat him right type of thing. So he's starting to get dressed, pulling the shit off his chest, pulling the IV out, like, yo, I'm fucking out of here. So I'm like, yo, man, 1 sec. I talked to some people. Let me go out there. Let me talk to them real quick. So I go out there. I'm like, listen, I'm going to need a patient advocate, which was what I was told to ask for. I need a patient advocate, and I need to talk to the nurse administrator that's in charge. As soon as I said that, the one said, oh, don't worry about it. I'll be right in to talk to him, the doctor. So she comes in there, talks to him, tells him, oh, okay, we're going to start making calls. The whole we're going to start making calls thing kind of irritated me, kind of pissed me off, because what do you mean you're going to start making calls? Shouldn't you guys have been making calls? Listen, minor or severe. The man had a heart attack. We're not talking about a sprained ankle here. We're not talking about a broken finger. Yo, we're going to throw some tape on it. We'll get you in and take a look at it when we can take a look at it. No, dude had a heart attack. All right. So I'm like, all right, Dad, I'm going to leave. I'm in the doorway, mind you. I'm like, all right, Dad, I'm going to leave. Don't worry about it. I got your insurance company's information. I'm going to call the insurance company and see what's going on. I kid you not. I was stopping at Subway on my way back to his house. From his house to the hospital, about 10 minutes. Subway's right in the middle. I'm pulling into the Subway parking lot, getting ready to go into Subway to get my tuna sub, and I get a call from him. Oh, they're transferring me to Syracuse. The procedure is gonna be done tomorrow. As soon as I start asking for a patient advocate and wanting to talk to the nurse administrator, I don't even know if that's the proper title, start asking these questions, 5 minutes later, now he has a place to go. Listen, my dad's got pretty good insurance. I think they're milking him for the goddamn insurance. Because let's be real. If he had some bullshit ass insurance, they would have got whatever procedure they needed to get done and got his ass up out of there. They had him in his own private room. His own private fucking room. No roommate, no nothing for days. You know that was a come up. You know that was 20-30 grand at least. But I think it's funny. So guys, if something's ever going funky for you or your family at the hospital, ask for a patient advocate. Shit will get expedited a little bit. She'll get expedited. And also, they try to tell my dad, if you leave now, you're responsible for 100% of the bill. Come to find out, that's not exactly true. That's what they tell you. So they're not liable for anything that happens to you. So, you know, take that for what you wanna. Oh, 1 second, sorry. Got my boy Duff sharing shit on Instagram. But also what pissed me off while I was in the hospital was the last time I came back to the hospital to see my dad, there was a woman at the emergency room, I don't know, check-in fucking counter, I don't know what you want to call it. This woman fell, fainted, banged her head on the ground. Here comes a doctor walking towards me. I'm like, oh shit, okay, he's probably going to help her. Let me make sure I get out the way. He doesn't even make eye contact with the situation. He's just looking directly towards me. Walks towards me, excuse me, like, can you please get out the way? So I move out the way. This dude just keeps it moving to his office. It's not even like he was going to do something. He wanted absolutely nothing to do with that situation. And I'm like, wow. If my dad gets a chance to write a review for that hospital, he needs to go in. He needs to go Karen mode on him. He absolutely positively needs to go Karen mode on him. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to let you know why I wasn't around last week. I could have done it, but you know, I just had a lot going on. I wasn't really thinking about the show. I wasn't jotting down topics that I wanted to talk about. You know, and I've already given you guys 2 episodes of me talking about figuring out this whole YouTube, this whole video editing process, and I didn't want to come back on there and rehash it again so soon. Have a whole entire episode about me fucking around, me trying to figure this shit out and not really knowing, but knowing enough to put something out there. I didn't want to do that to you guys again. So yeah, Dad's in good health for the time being, man. Thank God. And for anybody who did reach out to him, because I know some of my friends do listen to the podcast, and some of them definitely reached out and you know, told him that they were thinking about him. My boy Nedum had a daughter last week, Nova. So, you know, congratulations to Nedum, man. I think this is definitely something that he needed in his life. Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to the father that he's going to be. And, you know, I'm just wishing him the best. All right, updates in terms of the show, though. I do have one. So I am going to do like a monthly, again, I don't even want to say monthly because I don't know the timetable yet, because again, I'm still learning how to edit this shit, and I want to put out something halfway decent when I do this. But within the next month, maybe sooner, depending on how everything goes, I'm going to put out like my first feature. I haven't decided if I kind of want to do it on BJ Penn. I kind of want to do it on Frank Gore. I kind of want to do it on Adrian Peterson. There's a couple people that I want to cover, and I want to do, you know, a 10 to 15 minute, you know, featurette type of piece about them. And instead of playing the clips that I play at the end of a lot of these episodes, you know, have that out there as an individual file as well, but play that at the end of one of my episodes. So I'm working on that, and you know, I've gotten a lot of great feedback from, I don't know, community. I don't know if that's what we want to call it. I guess the Big Kids Podcast community. And you guys have given me some great ideas now that I am progressing. I think over the past 2-3 months, I've advanced more than I did the past 2 years with this shit. So we're getting there. We're doing it at our own pace. And honestly, that's the beauty in not having to rely on this for anything but a hobby at the moment. You know, like, I'm not quitting my job for this. Speaking of that, got my 6-year plaque yesterday. 6 years at the same job. Hooray, hooray. I don't even call it a plaque. It's like a fucking piece of computer paper telling me congratulations, you've been here for 6 years. Oh, man. Maybe I'll throw that up on the YouTube video so you guys can see it. little random ass picture. I just gotta time it up right into editing. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do that. It's practice, right? Throw it up there for practice. But yeah. So I am. I'm working on that, guys, and just look out for it. I don't know if I want to do UFC, or I want to do a video game, or if I want to do the NFL. I'm going to take the next week. I don't know, week's too long. I'm going to take the next couple days. By Monday, I'll know. By Monday, I'll know exactly what I'm doing, and then I'll move forward accordingly. What else? So yesterday, like, I gotta complain to you guys about something, and this is really, really, truly grinding my goddamn gears. Truly. I think I've been mad. I've been absolutely livid the past 24 hours over this. So I go to the laundromat, because I like going to the laundromat. You know, I put my laundry in, I go do a couple errands, go do what I gotta do, come back, throw it in the dryer, go do what I gotta do. You know, I make it a whole thing. That's the whole. My dad's been on my ass about getting a washer and dryer here, but I really don't mind. You live out in the country, it's a reason to go into town to get things done. You know, I don't really mind. But after yesterday, I don't know. So I get there, and I have a pair of sneakers in the back of in the back seat of my car. I look down at my flip-flops. Like, they look a little grungy, a little grimy. You know, you don't even try to play me. You know when your flip-flops and your sandals be stinking a little bit because you worn them barefoot a little too much. So I'm like, last night I caught a whiff of these shit. I caught a whiff of these sandals. I should probably throw them in the washer. So I throw them in the washer. I go to Ithaca Bakery, get a BLT. Mind you, Rich is there as well, because I put him onto the laundry spot because it's got Wi-Fi, you know. I thought we were moving on up in the world. We're going to hang out with a more sophisticated group of people. Guess not. But anyway, so he's moving like a sloth, like always, you know. Shit like that, laundry, I can get it done in an hour. Takes Rich fucking 2 hours, 3 hours. So I'm up there, throw my Nike slides in the fucking washer. Mind you, there's some nice slides. They're not like the ones that everyone else got. These are some nice fucking $50-$60 slides. So I'm pulling all the laundry out, and I've put in the slides in the dryer before, and it knocks the fucking dryer open, and I don't know, and I come back 45 minutes later, and my clothes are still completely wet because the dryer got knocked open. So I put them on top of the washer, I put everything in the dryer, and I go to get my BLT. Completely forgot about my sandals on top of the washer. Get my BLT, come back, pull my stuff out the dryer, I'm ready to go. Completely forgot my flip-flops still, or my sandals, whatever the hell you want to call them. Maybe a half hour goes by, I call Rich. I'm like, yo, Rich, are you still at the laundromat? He's like, I'm near it. I'm like, can you run back there real quick and see if my sandals are on top of the washer? Guess what, guys? No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Now, this absolutely pisses me off because who the hell steals sandals? That is disgusting. I don't care. You're a scumbag. You're an absolute dirtbag if you're stealing someone's sandals. And listen, guys, these sandals, when you cross your feet, they got like these hooks on them. And all the time, my feet would get hooked and I would almost bust my ass. But I was aware that this could happen, so I didn't. I hope whoever the hell stole my sandals, I hope those hooks get caught. And I hope you get up and I hope you smack your shit on the table. I hope you smack your shit on the table, because you are a lowlife. Who steals sandals? That's like stealing someone's socks. Who wants... Listen, they were there because they stunk. So you're going to steal my stinky ass sandals for what? For what? Now, you lowlife... Same day, within a half hour of realizing that those sandals were not coming back, I ordered myself a new pair. So shove it. I'm sorry that your life is so rough that you gotta steal someone's sandals. And I hope I see, because listen, guys, I haven't seen these Nike sandals. I've never seen these. So I hope I see someone with those sandals on one day, and I'm not starting a fight. We're not fighting. I just want to point it out. Oh, those are some nice sandals. Where'd you get those? Okay, that's it. Listen, I've been watching Peaky Blinders. My boy Tommy, you don't need to always puff your chest and try to act the badass. Just remember that. All right, motherfucker. Because I'll see that person broke down on the side of the road, and I guarantee my ass ain't stopping to help him. I guarantee my ass ain't stopping to help him. But yeah, absolutely, positively been upset. Every time I think about it, I'm upset. I had to spend $55 on a new pair because I needed them. I fucking needed these. Those are my go-tos. That's why they were funky. Those are my go-tos. Jesus. Come on, people. Do better. All right? Do better. You don't go around stealing people's socks, underwear, sandals. Anything that pertains to feet and nuts, leave it alone. It ain't yours. Listen, to be quite honest, if that person would have came up to me and talked to me It's I don't got no. There's a good chance we could have went right over to the mall and I would have bought them a $25 pair of sandals rather than you steal my shit. And that's a fact. That is a 100% fact. I would have done something like that before you stole my sandals. And guys, listen, I wouldn't have had to record it. You guys wouldn't have had to seen Instagram video of me buying someone some sandals, because that shit is corny too. Just because you got to do something, or just because you are doing something nice for someone, does not mean that you need to record it for the world to see. Because if you're doing that, I got to question if that's really a nice action in the first place. Listen, guys, we really need to get over the gratification that we get from likes on Instagram. And can you get likes on TikTok? Is that how that? I don't even know. But you need to get over it. Truly need to get over it. Do something because it's the right thing to do, not because you're going to get likes. Take a picture of yourself because something's actually going on, not that you woke up that morning a little depressed so you need some likes to boost your confidence. Guys, that it might boost your confidence for a moment, but that is like fake gratification. You're not going to be happy in 20 more minutes. You're going to want another goddamn like. Sorry for the side note, but see, when I get worked up about these guys, see, I need to stop getting worked up. My dad had a heart attack. That means that shit runs in the family. I gotta make sure I keep taking my ass to Planet Fitness and get my 20 minutes of cardio in every time. That's it. Come on, man. I ain't out here trying to run a marathon. I'm just trying to get the blood flowing. 20 minutes of cardio, 20, maybe 25. Some days I'll do 25 because I'll do 15 on the Stairmaster, but 10 minutes on the Stairmaster is a motherfucker, man. Especially if you're moving a little bit. You going up 40-something sets of stairs. That's a lot of motherfucking stairs, man. But anyway, I digress. Okay, speaking of bullshit, though, I don't know if you guys seen this, but again, NPR, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the story. I guess Andy Warhol's Marilyn Monroe painting sold for $195 million, and it was supposed to sell for more. Okay, come on. Are we being serious now? $200 million for a painting? I don't even, I can't even put into words how dumb that is. Now, what I think is honestly even more dumb is, I guess somebody spent $69 million on an NFT. Now, I get that's, the way of the world's virtual, but earlier today, I was getting my headlights fixed at the garage, and the credit card machine stopped working, and I was there for a whole extra hour. So what happens when something goes wrong and you lose the ability to access that picture virtually, and you spent 69 million motherfucking dollars on it? I don't get it. I truly don't get it. I think about it even when I buy video or games from the PlayStation store or the Nintendo store. I'm like, yo, man, what happens if one day I forget this password or whatever may happen? Like, what happens, man? This game's just gone. This shit's just gone. I'll never see it again. And I'm sure that has happened to people. People have lost the ability, and I do have cryptocurrency. I have a little bit of cryptocurrency. There's people who have lost the password and can never access that shit again. Years. But imagine that. Imagine losing your password to some crypto and finding it in 10 years and going in that shit and be like, whoa. Oh, man, that'd be a lovely feeling, huh? Oh, man. But yeah, $195 million for a Marilyn Monroe portrait. It doesn't even, guys, it looks like some shit that you would buy at Hobby Lobby. It looks like some shit you would buy at Hobby Lobby. 24.40. I'm taking time so I can, work on the editing skills and throw the picture up so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Referencing this, boom, boom, boom. 13 at the 13-minute mark. I was supposed to put something in there. I'm gonna have to go back and see what happened at 13 minutes. I just wrote 13 min. Oh God, feels good to be back. This really is very therapeutic. I swear it is. And when you have good episodes, you're on like a high, you know. And a lot of that happens when I have a guest on, and I'm supposed to have a guest on. Duff's supposed to be coming on here pretty soon, and I'm happy because again, everything we've upgraded some shit. So I think Duff will be a little more willing to promote the episode. Because that's what I need when people come on. I need y'all to push the episode. I need y'all to push the episode for me. You know, maybe post it 2 or 3 days in a row. You know, post it 2-3 days in a row, not just the one. Hook a motherfucker up with 2-3 days. Just put a link to my shit. Oh man. Oh fucking A. What else is going on in the world, guys? Oh, one more. Not one more. But something I guess is really not as important as other things I may talk about. I swear to God, I hate when little kids and old people, when you're out in public and they're just staring at you like they want to say something. Honestly, more so with old people than little kids, because little kids are just crazy. You know, I whatever the hell could be going through their mind when they're staring at you. They're learning about the world. But when an old person's staring at you, they thinking about some shit. They having some fucked up thoughts, and that's why they staring at you. So yeah, I be wanting to slap the shit out of them. Like, can I help you? Fuck you what, man? Yeah. So just thought I would see how you guys felt about that. Old people staring at you piss you off too. Oh man. The one thing that honestly has been a serious issue for quite some time, but more so over the past, I don't know, was it 2 weeks now? 2 weeks? Is the draft being leaked of the Supreme Court overturning Roe. And let me rewind, because what I really truly wanted to complain about that ties into the Supreme Court's decision is there are really people who in their free time, or even probably taking days off of work to do this type of shit, they go sit outside of abortion clinics and protest. Who the hell in their free time wants to go like what do you set an alarm in the morning? Like, yo, like, we're gonna set a 6 a.m. alarm and we're gonna call Jimmy and Pat and see if they're gonna meet us over at the Planned Parenthood and we're gonna protest. Like, I really truly have to question how boring your life is. That is like your chosen hobby. I'm gonna go harass these people what they're doing has absolutely, positively no effect on my life, but I'm gonna go harass them about getting an abortion. What? How is that a thing? Again, I heard about this on NPR. How is this a thing? And that ties into the Supreme Court's reversal. Why do you guys care? Why? Please explain to me how a woman choosing to get a procedure done for, honestly, whatever reason she deems necessary, because I hate when they bring up, well, what about incest and rape? What the fuck? How is that? How about this? Mind your fucking business. It doesn't matter if it's incest, rape, consensual, whatever. If that's what she's choosing to do, that's what the fuck she's choosing to do. Why, if you have absolutely nothing to do with the situation, do you care so much? And again, unless you're talking about pro-life, no. You're not pro-life, you're pro-birth. Because a lot of you people who say that you're pro-life, you don't mind the death penalty. Because all the states who are trying to get this shit reversed got a death penalty. You don't mind the death penalty. So you're not pro-life, you're pro-birth. And then again, you're the same group of people that want to complain about what the government's doing with your tax money and how they're giving this much to welfare and how they're doing this, that, and the third. Again. This is what happens. These are the types of situations that people are put in when they aren't ready for a kid. They're going to have to depend on those public services. They're going to have to rely on those public benefits. And even when you do have your shit together and you're a single mom, you got to rely on that shit because life is rough. And to be honest, most people that are parents probably shouldn't be parents. You know, being a parent is tough. That is not just like everybody is qualified to be a parent. No. And a lot of people recognize that. And just because you're not qualified today don't mean that you're not going to be later. So again, mind your fucking business. Just it's minding your business, guys, is free. It is the cheapest thing in the world. It is free. Mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your business. Just like you motherfuckers who are pro-life, if you saw a black dude getting his ass whipped on the side of the road, you ain't stopping and intervening and doing all this bullshit. You gonna mind your business and keep it pushing. Mind your business, keep it pushing. Alright? Now guys, I want to play something for you. A clip from The Daily Show. Just expressing, just showing the hypocrisy. Now on the YouTube video, I'm going to have the actual video, but if you're just listening on the podcast, you're just going to hear the audio.
This is how the left behaves. For 50 years, pro-lifers have been, heartbroken, and nobody went to the homes of the Supreme Court justices.
You are a murderer. You are hateful.
Your baby is going to be torn limb from limb.
They hope that it will intimidate the judges.
We wanted to make sure they don't feel welcome to kill babies in this city.
God will judge you.
This is all about intimidation. This is what the left has mastered.
These two men are anti-abortion protesters trying to convince the frightened woman behind the wheel not to drive into this women's medical clinic.
It is sheer radicalism. I mean, that's inside a Catholic church.
Dr. George Tiller was shot and killed in church.
You don't want to live in a country where Supreme Court justices cower in fear for their lives.
I can't use my front office door. I can't use the driveway. I don't know which one of these people is carrying a gun.
Justice is in hiding, fearing for their lives.
Dr. Parker, escorted by security, enters the clinic through a back door.
And what happens when some people do get violent, which often happens?
A gunman opened fire at a Planned Parenthood clinic in Colorado Springs.
I mean, even the mafia had some ethics about hurting people and murdering people.
Anti-abortion activist Eric Rudolph detonated a bomb that killed one person and injured more than 100 others.
If they do not get the outcome that they want, then they will literally burn it down.
This is a live look at a Planned Parenthood clinic that is on fire.
And you're trying to tell me that these people don't have something severely wrong with them or a lack of something going on in their lives? Like I get the Daily Show's, poking fun at it, but what the hell is wrong with these people? I do not understand how you care so much about what's going on in someone else's life. Is this how normal people live their lives? Like, is this throughout history how normal people existed? So goddamn worried. And I guess it probably was. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. I do not understand. Listen, I do, what I do understand is not wanting to have an abortion. That is your choice. That is your right to choose that. I understand not liking a subsection of people, no matter who the hell it is. I can understand it. Is it right? No. Does everybody in the whole entire world need to know how you feel? No. Keep that bullshit to yourself. Keep it to yourself. You can feel however it is that you want to feel about something, but keep it to yourself. Now, what another problem that a lot of people are talking about that's gonna be an offshoot of this is they're going to try to push it further. Are they going to try to ban condoms? Are they going to try to ban birth control? Are they going to try to I think we're pretty far past this, since a lot of these people that are making these decisions, their daughters have had some dark dangalang up in them. Have been there, you know, so it's kind of hard to ban interracial marriages, but these crazy fuckers will take it as far as they can possibly take it. We'll take it that far. Minding your business is free. I promise you it's free. I promise you it is free. And I guarantee there are way better things you could be doing with your Friday afternoon than getting ready to set yourself up to go to prison for threatening a doctor at an abortion clinic, for burning down an abortion clinic, for harassing people at an abortion clinic. Go cook out. Go do some yard work. Go to your son's fucking t-ball game. Get the hell out of here. No need for it. Zero. Now, speaking of things that there's no need for, from what I have seen, from what I have gathered from this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, this was not needed. This trial was not needed. And I say that meaning Amber Heard should have never wrote that goddamn op-ed. We would not be here if that woman did not write that bullshit op-ed. What was the point? You were trying to ride a wave. You were trying to ride a wave of women who were actually getting their asses kicked, who were actually being abused. Now, I'm not saying that Johnny never hit her. I don't know. I wasn't a fly on the wall. But I think we're looking at a situation where both of these two were always high and or drunk. The only difference is Johnny, while he's not, you know, he's not going to fucking tell you the whole entire story about things. Johnny is well aware that he was a druggie and an alcoholic. Amber's the one trying to talk about, I don't drink spirits. I don't drink spirits. Come on, you drinking something. You drinking something. And how you just gloss over your own drug use. You just gloss over it. Johnny was doing all the drugs. I was just trying to love Johnny. Johnny was just such a horrible human being. And guys, listen, I've spent enough hours, more than I would like to admit, watching this bullshit. And for parts of her testimony, which, you know, you'd feel like if somebody had to relive, would cry about, she was trying to cry. She was not crying. I did not see a single tear. I did not hear a stuffy nose. None of this. While she's up there, from my feeling, lying. And this ain't even, like, listen, I like Johnny Depp, but I'm not no Johnny Depp fanboy. I'm not. I like Johnny. He's made some good, he's done some good movies. Not hating on him. Not hating on him. But I'm also, said it before, I'm not ready to go to bat and put my name on the line for any of you guys, because I don't know who the hell you are. But just dealing with people in the community, dealing with people for almost 30 years, you could tell when a motherfucker's lying. You could tell when somebody's putting on a show. And in all honesty, that's what it looks like with Amber. You're putting on a show. And I thought you were an actress because it's not even good. Kyle Rittenhouse's shit was better than yours. So let's stop trying to act like you're some Meryl Streep, like you're fucking even like a J-Lo or Halle Berry. You're none of these people. You're none of these people. You're a B-lister. And again, that has nothing to do with domestic violence. But I think that's what that op-ed was about. The op-ed was you being tired of being a B-lister and wanted to be an A-lister. You saw an opportunity to take advantage of to upgrade yourself. Now, you look like a dummy. You look like a dummy, and I don't know if you're going to have to pay him $50 million, but you're probably going to have to worry about getting an acting gig. You're probably going to end up being the theater teacher at your hometown high school. Again, nothing wrong with that, but when you seem as self-centered and egotistical as she is, I don't know if that's cutting it for you. I'd be happy with it. She ain't gonna be happy with it. She ain't gonna be happy with it. So again, I think the trial resumes on the 16th. She's probably just better off cutting some sort of deal with Johnny and his team, because they didn't even get to cross-examine yet, and I can only imagine how that's gonna go. I know I'll be watching, or at least listening, having it on the radio or something, because I want to hear this shit. I really truly want to hear this shit. And and another thing, I think I'm going to do like a recap podcast about this whole trial when it's all said and done, because there's, I'm glossing over it, very much so glossing over it. There's been hours and hours and hours and hours of testimony. Some of it has made Johnny look bad, deservingly so. But when somebody tries to act like such a princess and all I tried to do was love him and he would act this way, that way, and I had no part in how things went down, come on. No. Not when there's evidence, not when there's actual audio evidence of you playing your part in this. There's actual evidence, actual witnesses testifying under the penalty of perjury that you also had something to do with this. I can't rock with that, man. Listen, Johnny said he didn't make a big deal of any of this stuff because he just wanted it to be a clean break. No issues, no paparazzi, no none of this. That's why he didn't bring up the things that he's now bringing up. And I can understand that. Who the hell wants that drama in their life? Who wants that drama? Especially somebody who's dealt with Hollywood, has dealt with the paparazzi for most of his life. No one wants to deal with that shit. But now you trying to make me look bad. Now you got to deal with this lawsuit. Now, whether I get paid or not, everyone's shit's going to be on the table. Everyone's shit's going to be on the table. So before they get to cross-examine her, it's the 11th. It's the 11th when I'm recording this. She should probably cut a deal. She should probably give him his pirate's money and we could probably keep him moving. Give him his pirate's money and you don't gotta get cross-examined. Cross-examined? Yeah, I think that's the right word. Cross-examined. Fucking love it. I love that I'm back. Holy shit, guys. It does feel good to get back and talk my shit. Oh, man. All right, guys. I did just want to wrap up by speaking on this past week's UFC event because I didn't get to last week. Honestly, not the greatest event, but I'll take a not the greatest event when there is a front kick KO. Meaning, like, some wrestling shit, some old school Anderson Silva, straight up the middle, kick you underneath your fucking chin kick. Look it up. Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson. Just look it up. Very quick. Absolutely fucking brutal. And it was a treat to see it. And I am so glad I didn't blink. I'm so glad I didn't turn my head. I'm so glad I didn't look at my phone because that shit came out of nowhere. So I'll take a boring ass card when you get to see probably the knockout of the year. Good chance that's knockout of the year. There's still a lot of time between now and the end of the year. That's definitely the front runner. Definitely the front runner. So definitely give that a look. I don't want to put it on the podcast because the UFC gets funny about you using their footage, and I don't want to poke the bear. All right, I'm trying to get my shit together here. The co-main event was Carla Esparza, Rose Namajunas. Snorefest. Absolutely boring fight. I don't want to say it's the worst fight of the year, but there's a good chance it might have been the worst fight of the year, given that it was for a championship. You know, not much happened. I don't know who won any round. I don't know if anyone won a round. I think those were all 10-10 rounds all the way through. That was a dog shit performance. But with that said, it happens, you know? The two biggest knockout guys in the UFC, Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis, had just as bad of a fight. Fight was just as bad. And look, they've both bounced back, and yes, we poke fun at it here and there, but it's not that big of a deal. Why? Because they got back on track after the fight. Now, Carla Esparza, I think that's a little bit more her tempo of a fight. I think more of her fights look similar to that than Rose's fights. You know, Carla is one of those lay on you type of people, you know, hold you down, I win the fight. Again, effective. If you can implement that game plan, you know, you can't. It's one of those things, man. You know, it's like playing Madden, and a person could just run the ball, and there's nothing you could do about it. It's not super flashy, but every play they're getting 5-6 yards. Every play every 2 plays they're getting a first down, and they're eating up the clock. And it's not super flashy, but it's not against the rules. You know, I don't know how many fans you get from doing that, but hey. Sometimes winning that fight is more important than getting the fans, and we could slice it, dice it however we want. She's the champion now. She won that fight. She won the boring fight. I'd rather win the boring fight than lose the boring fight. So Carla beat Rose, and I do want to see it a third time. Not many people are calling for a third time, but I would like to see it for a third time because I think both women are embarrassed. I don't want to use the word ashamed because they shouldn't be ashamed because they're still doing something that none of us are doing. They're getting in there it doesn't matter how many times a punch actually was thrown or landed. I don't want to get punched in the face 5 times. I don't want to get punched in the face 3 times. I want to get punched in the face once. So, again, I don't want to use ashamed. I think they're both embarrassed about their performance, and I think we would get a way better fight. I think make the motherfucker soon. Don't wait months. Rebook that shit, man. That shit was weak. Rebook it. Let's give it to them. Let's make it one of those 3 championship nights kind of thing. Have them open it up. Have them be the first of the 3. Have them, you know, either set the tone, making it so the 2 fights after have to step their shit up because that fight was just so good, or at least it's the 3rd fight and we got 2 fights to still look forward to if it's a bummer. So I think rebook it. Not too many people are calling for it, but I'm going to call for it. Rebook the Rose and Carla fight ASAP. Don't give it a lot of time. Do that shit now. Do that. What is it? It's May 11th, let's see that shit in July. Straight up. End it what I think July 26th there's a card. July 26th, get back to it. That was some bullshit. You owe us and you owe yourselves a way better fight that I truly, even if Carla was to implement her wrestling, straight up wrestling approach and was able to do it, let me see some elbows. Let me see a couple submission attempts. Make it a little interesting, and I could be okay with it. All right? I don't like that standing around looking at each other shit. They said 50-something punches were thrown in the first round. I don't believe it. I don't even know if each one threw over 10 punches, to be honest. So, let's see it again. Let's get a better performance. I believe that matchup, again, guys, you can disagree with me. But I think the level of embarrassment that these two are feeling, because that's what the conversation is. The conversation ain't about even the win or the loss. It's about how boring the damn fight was. So I think both women understand that, and I think both women would bounce back, and we would honestly probably see a finish. I think if they rebook that shit for July 26th, I think we see a finish. Now, speaking about rebookings, before I talk about the main event, Joe Lozon and Cowboy Cerrone got rebooked. I guess the morning of the fight, Cowboy got food poisoning, had to pull out. Again, this is one of those fights that I was kind of looking forward to. Those are like some of the first guys that I remember fighting. I'm bunching them all together. But yeah, Cowboy and Joe Lozon, those were OGs. Those were OGs for real. So it would have been nice to watch them fight. I like watching those fights when the OGs fight the OGs. I hate watching the fights where the OG fights the young buck and gets absolutely destroyed because the kid is just faster, stronger, more hungry at this point. But the old school fights, the old OGs, those are always entertaining. And I wouldn't mind if these guys fought till 40, 42, 43, 44, 45 if they were fighting those kind of fights. I don't think you should be 42 fighting a 28-year-old. I'm not saying you can't beat them, but that's dangerous. As an onlooker, that shit looks dangerous. So I don't necessarily like to see that, but OG on OG, I do like to see, and I'm glad that they did rebook that. I missed the date. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I'm not going to go super deep into it, but they definitely rebooked it. I might be. Oh, no, here we go. June 18th. At UFC 274. Oh, no, after being scratched. I was going to say, didn't 274 just happen? But yeah, okay, so they're rescheduled for June, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think it is honestly, they both might be done after, but I think the loser is 100% done. So I don't even know who I want to win because, again, the loser goes home, doesn't come back ever, like guaranteed doesn't come back. I'm just looking forward to a good fight. I hope they do enough to get a fight of the night. Let them get their bonuses. If it is their last fight, let them go out with a bang. Let them hug it out. Let them take their pictures. Let them both be happy with their performances, win, loss, or draw. And, shout out to the OGs, man. All right, last fight was the main event, Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaichi. If you guys don't know by now, Charles Oliveira missed by half a pound. And I think a lot of fighters are sympathetic, are quiet when it comes to this, because it's not like he missed it by 2 pounds, 3 pounds. He missed it by half a pound. And I think, in all honesty, in all fairness, the commission were being a bunch of hardos. Because, yes, Charles has missed weight before, but not at 155. And there has been plenty of times throughout UFC history where the champion has been given a little grace. Just a tiny bit. Khabib hopped up on the scale for his last fight. The scale hit 155, was jumping around a little bit because it's the beam scale. They told him get off the scale. He made weight. He was close enough. Daniel Cormier did the towel thing. Like it's happened. You know what I'm saying? GSP is rumored that he was a 0.9 over, but the Canadian Commission said that he gets that because of whatever reason. Like it's not like the champion has never been on borderline of making weight or not making weight. I think when we're talking about a half a fucking pound, man, and I think this is why a lot of fighters are just being quiet, because I believe in other jurisdictions, in Las Vegas primarily, that if it's that close, they're not ruining a fight over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I get it's the rules. I get stripping him because that is the rules. But I also understand if you give him a fucking pass. I also understand because passes have been given before. Now listen, you're telling me if we were in Las Vegas, they would have done that? If we were in Brazil, they would have done that? No, man, he was fucking close. And he did ultimately end up beating Justin Gaichi. He did what Charles does pretty much the past 4 fucking fights. He gets punched in the face. He gets hurt. I think it like awakens him. Like he wakes up after he gets punched in the face a couple times. And he came back, punched Justin Gaichi in the face, put him down, choked him out. Looked like the best 155 pounder in the world. So, honestly, another fight that I would like to see ran back. Technically, Charles missed weight. Very controversial. Kind of like the Joey B and Davidson Figueiredo fight last year. When Davidson missed weight and then they had the headbutt during the fight and he ended up... did he knock him out that fight or did he choke him out that fight? Both fights he finished Joey Benavidez. Finished him. But because of the weight miss, and I think the headbutt had a little bit to do with it as well, they rematched that. I honestly wouldn't mind watching Gaichi and Oliveira run it back again. It's going to be entertaining. Somebody's probably going to get finished in the first 7 minutes, 8 minutes, so I wouldn't mind seeing that again as well. But yes, Charles missed weight. Charles got stripped. Charles won. He is now the number 1 contender. Against who? Who knows? Benny Dariush and Islam Makhachev, they're supposed to fight. I don't know exactly what's happening with that. I don't know when that's supposed to take place. Hopefully soon. But as of right now, the 155-pound belt is vacant. 155-pound belt has a fucking history. Maybe I'll do that as my feature. Break down the history of the 155-pound belt, because it has it definitely has a rockier road than any other belt in UFC history. It's been vacant, it's been discontinued, it's been brought back, it's been held up. It's had its ups and downs. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'm gonna put it on the list. Let me write it down. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for you today. I'm going to spend some time editing this up, trying to get everything to match up, getting it up on YouTube for you, getting it up on all the other platforms. I did find out that it is also on Google Podcasts. I don't really remember putting it up there, but I guess the past couple episodes have been going up on Google Podcasts as well. So I'm happy about that, because fuck it just gives us another way to reach people. So yeah, guys, that's the show. I appreciate you joining me. Guys, I hate asking this. I really do. Like it. Subscribe. I see you guys are watching. You're not subscribing, though. I see you guys are listening. You're not subscribing, though. So please just subscribe, because I guess that's what you got to do. Again, I hate to ask because I feel like a normal fucking YouTuber. I feel like a normal podcaster. Like, subscribe, comment, all that shit. But like, subscribe, and comment, guys. I reluctantly ask you, but that would definitely help me out a lot. And yeah, guys, I enjoy being back. Thank you for listening. Thank you for always listening. Thank you for being you, a big-ass kid. And like always, guys, I want you to be safe, be easy, and wash your ass. I'm out of here. Peace.